Welcome back to Runescape 3's Combat Only Ironman, Nil Skills. Last time on Nil Skills, we managed to complete up to 75 quest points in order to get all 3 of our die from May in order to get 750,000 coins for some startup cash. We have some housekeeping to do from episode 1. On the top shelf, we have how I ran a poll in my community section on YouTube, and around 60% of you voted that I should simply just keep the same UI I had in episode 1, which is sort of nice and convenient because I'm sort of used to it now. On the next shelf, I missed an early level prayer training method in Lumbridge Swamp called the Nexus. You can only earn up to a maximum total of 37,224 prayer experience from this minigame. You may see me get this experience in the future, and that's when I'll explain the minigame. Up next, I can use hybrid gear in place of the Necromancer robes. But unfortunately, I can't do anything about the necromancy weapons that I have. Those will be tier 10 forever. RuneScape 3's armor system is different to old school RuneScapes, or I should say the values are at least. When using a particular combat style, you want to be using armor that coincides with that combat style. You want to use all mage armor when you use mage, or you will incur accuracy penalties. The exception is when you use hybrid gear, which can be used with every combat style. You can also lock skills on RuneScape 3 apparently, as of March in 2023. I did not find this out until after I posted the first episode and will be reflected later in the series. And because of that last point about locking skill XP, we now have more quests to do. However, I would only come to find this out a few weeks after starting the account, and again, will be reflected later in the series. I discovered that you can smash vials from the settings. Oh my god. I also wanted to show off my early game method for obtaining food, so I teleport to either Port Sarim or Varrock and buy out the food stores at the lowest prices, and then I proceed to teleport to Lumbridge and restore my prayer there. I then teleport off to whatever task I currently have. I found my tier 50 shop. Ah, yes. Ooh, Dragon Hide and a Magic Shortbow. And Mystic. Wait, there's no Mystic Robe Top? What kind of shop is this? Huh? However, unlike the 2 pairs of tops, it may be bought from Oziak in Edgeville after the completion of Dragon Slayer. Unfired Bowl. We still cannot get that. On RuneScape 3, Dragon Slayer is still incompletable because we cannot get an unfired bowl. It's sort of funny, after all this time. Remember to talk to Explorer Jack now and again for your achievement rewards. With over 40 strength and over 40 prayer, I got this lamp from after the Death of Chivalry quest and used it on prayer. Wait, if I'm having someone else make it for me, why does it require a crafting level? Tier 40 magic armor is a no-go. As it turns out, Skoblins drop both the Amulet of Magic and the Amulet of Defense. The Amulet of Defense is now a hybrid necklace, while the Amulet of Magic is a good early game amulet. And here we got the Amulet of Defense. While I let some levels play out like I did in the intro, it's time to discuss the next few goals for the account. And at the top, I would like to achieve the Wilderness Easy Diary for both the XP lamps and the Wilderness Sword, which will allow me to teleport to Edgeville, which is extremely close to a bank. And that's not to mention, it's an instant teleport. Fun fact, this was actually completed last episode. Up next, I would like to get 55 Slayer and 50 Attack for the Leaf-Bladed Spear. It's essentially a better tier 50 weapon. It's 1 tick faster than the Rune 2-handed sword. And the last goal I'll list for now is 60 Magic. And this is, of course, to get the Guthix Staff, which will be explained later. Feeling a little curious, I decided why not begin doing some summoning. So off the top, we sent an inventory of battle chickens, created the pouches, and I just figured that I would show you all the little route to the bank and back to the obelisk here. It's pretty quick. And if you recall, we got all of these chickens in the previous episode and in the clips earlier when I was just starting off range. And that's 18 summoning. The cows of Lumbridge stood absolutely no chance as I achieved 25, 30, 35, and 40 range on them. I picked up the raw beef for future summoning adventures. I decided to train range at this point because I want to try to keep all of my combats at around the same level, and I had also gotten my first Pyrofiends task. They're weak to range on RuneScape 3. And let's just say I found out pretty quickly on this first task here that forgetting to recharge my prayer was quite the detriment.
Jesus!
That is 37 Slayer and the 400 skill total milestone. In the chat, I noticed a notification about a wilderness event called the Lost Souls, so I threw on my best tank armor and decided to get out there. The whole point of this is to, well, at least as a lower level, is to collect the ectoplasm of these Lost Souls and hand it in to the skeleton. As you can see, I had a pretty close call here.
No, run!
And upon the completion of the event, I got some prayer experience, which gave me a prayer level. Returning to the Pyrofiend's task, I got 39 Slayer and 45 ranged. And 59 combat. At some point I realized I was taking a lot more damage than usual, and then I realized that Ricochet, which was added to my ability bar, dealt damage to multiple enemies. Yeah, I needed to remove this from my bar, or else I would be destroyed. Eventually the task was completed, and I set out to do my next task, which was Shades, and we got a collection log slot. And, another one.
What the hell is that? Oh. There we go.
Why yes, that is completely useless for me, thanks for asking. Up next we got 40 Slayer, followed by the completion of the task, and 45 Magic. Our first sealed medium clue scroll led to a completion.
Wow, medium casket. Clock tower teleports, huh? An air battle staff, that's perfect! I can upgrade that to a tier 40 staff, and that's an upgrade on the Batwing stuff. At least the weapon.
Forward we went to Thormac and got him to enchant our air battle staff, enhancing its power.
Cost me 40k, but we have an upgrade. Oh my god, that's a lot of air coming out of that staff. Wait, is that visually different from the other one? I think it is. Should've looked at the other one more, to be honest. Now we have unlimited air runes, so that's cool.
45 Magic and 60 combat.
I hear combat 60 is pretty important.
We got 41 Slayer before finishing off the Werewolves task.
Hold up a second, you can be assigned dragons on this game without starting Dragon Slayer 1?
It turns out green dragons are just fine with Protect from Magic and staying out of melee distance. Also, I grabbed my first sealed hard clue and my second sealed hard clue before finishing off the task. 46 Prayer from the Dragon Bones. At this point I decided to grab my first Reaper task. Reaper tasks are essentially what old school RuneScape proposed as a boss Slayer Master. You talk to Death and he assigns you a random boss which you must go and kill a certain number of times. I mentioned that Combat 60 was important earlier because that is the level at which you unlock the first boss. 42 Slayer into 47 Magic with a treat.
Oh shit. Oh shit. What are those? What the? Huh.
The Ghost Hunter set increases the damage you do and the XP you get from ghostly targets. And this scales with the number of pieces worn. 49 Magic into 62 Combat and 50 Constitution.
I didn't summon my chicken!
Let's go! Chicken! Attack!
You're not attacking, Mr. Chicken.
If you want your familiar to automatically attack your target, both you and your target have to be hitting each other. 50 Magic has been achieved alongside 63 Combat prior to completing our 17th task. We grabbed our tier 50 Magic upgrade with the Mystic Wand and the Mystic Orb, then proceeded to get one of the worst tasks. Desert Lizards are a pain in the ass. I may have bought the 40,000 coin Ice Shaker. It's like an ice cooler. You use it on them to kill them, but it has unlimited uses. But that doesn't mean it's going to be automatically used on them. That, my friends, is a Slayer unlock for a lot of points. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I only get 2 points per task. Our priority will be blocking and preferring certain tasks. And no, you can't add specific ice coolers to your ability bar to press a key on your keyboard and then click the monster. Why? Why is it this way? Rock slugs? Are you kidding me? Oh god, it's the same thing. Having to right-click these monsters when the click boxes are so rough, it was just such a frustrating time. The following day, Agaroth reset and I claimed my black pearls and used them as a bonus experience on summoning. This is mainly to save me from having to get additional charms. 45 Slayer, task complete. Daily tasks. Man, I hope it didn't scare away half my audience. Mazcab is the homeworld of the Gobies, and you can access this place to the west of the desert on the back of the giant Tuska. Inside of Mazcab, you can obtain reputation with the Gobies, and you'll want to have a lot of this rep prior to doing the raid located in this area. So what's the caveat? Well, I started this section with it. Here is a complete list of all of the tasks that you could be assigned as dailies. Pause to read. In order to complete this reputation cycle, you have to gain 5,000 rep. You can only gain a maximum of 45 reputation from completing tasks every day. This is in addition to doing things inside of Nemi Forest, which will be explained later, but for my sake and purposes, I can only gain an additional 20 rep per day from Nemi Forest. With that said, it would take around 77 days to complete this reputation grind. None of the daily tasks give XP, aside from killing the Eru. They're a bit of a pain to kill, but hey, we're doing combat at the end of the day. So what's the point? Well, I've already said it. This is in preparation to do the endgame raid of Runescape 3. And Mazcab has a supply store which stocks the super variant of the combat potions. This will prove to be incredibly useful for us for our end game. And the higher I go in these tiers, the more discounts I unlock. Also more convenient travel, though I will note that RuneScape 3's super attack potions are weaker than old school RuneScape super attack potions. Oh, please don't give XP. Oh, that's easy enough. Nemi Forest is a randomly generated instance which will reset when no players are left inside. You must navigate obstacles in order to get to the experience and rep rewards found within. Or you can just go to reddit.com/r/nemiforest. They've been doing this daily for everyone for years. Shout out to them. With the obstacles now out of the way, thanks to some community collusion, we can now interact with all of the prayer skill actions within Nemi Forest, gaining our 20 rep and prayer XP, which scales with your level. Well, Sam, if you can lock skills, why don't you just do all of those so you can get more rep? Oh, this is a PSA, by the way. All of these interactables give the corresponding skill experience to the skill shown on screen. So if you haven't locked your skills, be very, very careful. Well, I'm glad you asked. I want all the prayer experience I can get. That's essentially it. Yeah, sure, it'll take me longer to complete the rep, but that's completely fine by me. Last but not least, I wanted to mention the one-time rewards. So you can find 5 stone fragments and use them on the ancient statue for 50 rep per stone fragment, a grand total of 250 rep from that. Additionally, killing the raid bosses for the first time awards you 250 and 500 respectively. And last but not least, you can catch 4 different creatures and hand them to Arod the Environmentalist, but we can't do that as a combat only. And here you see me using these stone fragments on the statue for that 250 rep. Hello and welcome to my Pyrofiends task. I get 52 Constitution, followed by 49 range, and last but not least 46 Slayer. The big level 50 range. The task is then complete. When you hit a new level tier, you know you gotta go shopping for the corresponding weapons. And I gotta say, they look the exact same. This step is a drop. We cannot get into Gutanoth. Throne room of the Etsateria Castle. We, my friends, cannot get to Miscellanea, so that is another destroyed glue. So I had 2 medium and 2 hard clue scrolls, and we have 2 caskets to show for it. What will we receive? Well, new collection log. We have a Phoenix Slayer teleport, bunch of runes, not too bad I guess, and the hard casket. Rune Helm H1. Rune arrows, very cool. Those should last a while since ammunition works differently in this game. Not bad. That's 1 less rune item I have to buy when I eventually get 50 defense. Yeah, I sincerely regret doing Ernest the Chicken. 53 Constitution and 66 Combat. Now I am 50 Attack. Whoa, deja vu. Weren't we just here buying things? Well, we're certainly upgrading again. One thing I did find funny about entering West Ardoin on RuneScape 3 is that you don't actually have to keep the gas mask equipped while inside. You do need it to access it, however. But once you've went through the manhole, you can just take the mask off. But what is the point of Ardoin? Well, the general store sells salmon. Crazy. That is food, my friends. Also, I believe there's a clue scroll step in here somewhere, but we'll see that in the future if it becomes relevant. I'd like to thank you for asking about my 48th Slayer level. The freest prayer level from Nemi Forest. Thank you very much. That's also 67 combat.
Are you... Really? Note to self, next time I will teleport instead of going through the door. Seems that doesn't nullify damage. Jeez. Green dragons are so easy now. Such a good task, holy. Protect from magic completely covers the dragon fire at this point.
You see this piece of paper in my inventory? Well, I just talked to Marcus outside of the Slayer Tower for a little added bonus for doing your Slayer task in the Slayer Tower. So at this point, I'm supposed to do a quick ramble through some tasks and levels. Huh. Well, I guess all I could really say is, woo, go nil skills, get those levels. A cheeky little achievement. Oh, second Bloodfeld kill ever, we get the Black Boots, a collection log. 51 Slayer? I don't even know her. Our Magician is now 58. 56 Constitution, and 71 Combat. I figured I may as well show the Slayer contract in action, so upon completing this task, I claimed the cash instead of the experience reward. That's all there is to them. Oh, the boat works without having the quest done. I could have sworn you needed at least the start of the vampire quest line to take the boat. Guess not. That's convenient. Whoa, an ectoplasmitter. That's another very rare drop from Lore Shades. Oh my god. Oh, wear it. Ward's Prayer XP for killing most ghosts can be upgraded to an attuned ectoplasmator with 100 ghostly essence. That's neat. 30 tasks, 52 Slayer. That is 60 magic, and I hear this is a pretty big level as we now get access to the Guthix staff, which is apparently very important for PVM. So we're gonna go grab that after this task. Stocking up with the highest quality of food and pulling the lever, we were sent into the wilderness. Remember, the wilderness is safe now. We trekked north and cut through the web. I said cut through the web, and proceeded west to the Mage Arena. Once inside, we met Collodion, who challenged us, challenged our magical prowess, and we gave him the what for. He's out the game. We then jumped in a pool and proceeded to pray to a statue of Guthix. Okay. A cape appeared, we talked to another guy, and he gave us a staff. Cool. He just gave me the staff for free. You'll love to see that. Now, we go and cast Divine Storm 100 times, I think? When you go to do your 100 casts of the Divine Storm, it's best to do it in the Legacy Combat mode, as you will cast the spell more than while on Revolution. I've now also realized I can just double click on the Wilderness Sword, and that will teleport me to Edgeville. Now that I actually have the staff here, we can dive into the special ability, aka the special attack of the Staff of Guthix. Call upon the divine energy of Guthix to perform a powerful magical attack, 140 to 300% ability damage, reduce the target's defense level by 5%, and I have read on the wiki that this stacks with the Stadius Warhammer, for example, and increases the base hit chance against the target by 2. So I guess that's just something that will allow you to hit easier. Something like lowering defense, but for your attack accuracy, perhaps? As per usual, correct me down below if I'm incorrect. There was another wilderness event which spawned called the Spider Swarm, and let me just say, I was severely underleveled for this one. It was such a mistake going to this one. While I wasn't able to complete the event, I got a Constellation Combat XP lamp. I'm gonna toss it on my defense because it needs the help. And we get 73 combat. That event was definitely not worth it. Well, you know what? We got the defense level. It was worth it. I lied. 53 Slayer, pushing us closer to our goal. A task of pain and agony, back at it again, giving us levels. Thank you very much. 48 defense and 74 combat. 49. Just one more. We're so close. We need that tier 50 defense. Task completed. 58 constitution. The hell is that? I don't think I can use Fremenic equipment, but task has been completed. That Fremenic patch is for upgrading the Fremenic gear like spined and rock shell stuff into tier 65 gear from tier 50, so don't know how much use I'll get out of that, but cool to get, I guess. Collection log. 62 magic, and we are 75 combat. There it is, level 50 defense, tier 50 defensive armor. Boy, do we need it. That's Rune for melee, Mystic for magic, and of course Blue Dragon Hide for range. Ghost Hunter armor tier 2. In order to upgrade pieces like this, you need to unequip it and re-equip it again for it to adjust its stats. Well, we are about to lose a lot of money. Oh, I see what they've done now. So instead of locking the green Dragonhide body behind Dragon Slayer 1, they've locked the Rune Plate body, as it is in old school, the blue Dragonhide body, and the Mystic Robe top to Oziak's armor. And they've included the rest in the Champions Guild here. Well, that's not gonna stop us from buying our new armor. So watch that cash stack disappear. Looks like we are rocking the tier 30 magic top for now then, because I don't think there's any other way I can get it right now. The one thing I will mention though is that the Rune Chain body and the Rune Plate body provide the exact same stats on RuneScape 3. And of course, trading Oziak does absolutely nothing, as we'd assume. There we go, the new armor is in the bank, and remember we got the Rune Helm H1 from that hard clue, so we didn't even have to buy another Rune Helmet. I probably could have wait, can I alch this? Oh my god, I could have alched those for more money. No! It's alright, it's alright. It's alright, you live and you learn. Toss it in the junk tab. I'll come later. 54 Slayer, we're so close. That is a big magic level. Not just because we hit 76 combat, but for those of you who know, you know. And if you don't know, just wait until the next clip. I have purchased the finest ale from the Rising Sun Tavern, and a Wizard's Mind Bomb will be our friend in allowing us to get into the Magic Guild. We can ascend up the stairs, we can find the robe store owner, and buy ourselves a Mystic Robe Top. We now have our full tier 50 magic completed. That is super cool to see. In order for what I do next to make some sense, we need to add my next goal to the list. And that goal is to unlock the War's Retreat teleport. This is an instant teleport which will bring you to War's Retreat, a hub for PvM in RuneScape 3. It is the closest teleport to a bank that I'll have access to. Various unlocks lie within. A bonfire for boosting your max health temporarily, an altar to restore your prayer and summoning points, a Reaper portal which will bring you right to your Slayer task, the Reaper task, I should say, and 2 portals that you can attune yourself to certain bosses that you have at least 1 kill count of. And last but not least, a Fateful portal, which is automatically attuned to seasonal events, or the most recently released boss. The caveat? All of these cost Marks of War to unlock. Well, not all of them, but you'll see later as I unlock them. The War's Retreat teleport in itself requires you to kill 10 bosses. Any boss counts. Oh, and you can also unlock auras here, but I'll explain those in the future as well. Here we are, full tier 50 mage, a tier 60 mage weapon, ready to take on our first boss. Which boss might we be doing, you might ask? Well, we mentioned it earlier. The Giant Mole will be our first target. Now, the Giant Mole isn't like it is on old school RuneScape. You see, this is an actual boss fight with mechanics on RuneScape 3. And what might those mechanics be? Well, beyond starting in the middle, after you've got the Giant Mole down around 8,000 health, it will dig to a random corner of the lair. In the instance of my first kill, it dug to the northwest corner. In the northwest corner, mini moles will spawn. They're simply ads which you'll have to kill, otherwise they'll deal flat damage to you. They can be dealt with by area of effect spells, for example, meaning in some instances you may not even have to stop attacking the mole. Next, the mole dug to the southwest for me in this rotation, and in this corner you'll come face to face with rubble, meaning that the giant mole can dig at any point to a random point in the room, generally under you, and will force you to move. Otherwise, you'll take damage every tick that you stand on the rubble. In the next rotation to the southeast, we have the rockfall mechanic, which stuns you and makes rocks fall from the ceiling. This, of course, deals typeless damage, and you must use an ability prior to this event happening, otherwise you'll be stunned and take all of the damage. Last but not least in this rotation, we have the northeast room, which is the berserk mechanic. At some point while fighting you in the northeast quadrant, the mole will go berserk, in which you have to use a stun type of ability in order to prevent her from doing full damage. In this instance, I actually did enough damage to entirely skip the phase. And last but not least, the enrage phase, where the giant mole returns to the center of the room, combining all of those mechanics you just learned into one. Yeah, it gets a little hectic. Jeez, that was wild. That's a lot of bones. In my second kill, I was able to see what the berserk looked like, and I even managed to correctly time my freedom ability, which allowed me to move during this stun phase, though my footwork could use some work. Nice. That kill was a disaster. Next task will be King Black Dragon. I'd like a different assignment. Yes, that's right. You can ask for a different assignment once per day for free, and then beyond that, you'll receive a reduced number of Reaper points per new task you ask for. I believe you can ask for a total of 6 tasks, but if you get to that 6th task, you won't get any Reaper points, but you'll get all of the Slayer XP. I don't know if I'm particularly ready to do KBD. I don't have any form of anti-fire protection, so that's a little rough. I'll probably just leave it till tomorrow and try to roll another mole task. Wow. That's wasn't quite enough to grab that Slayer level. You're actually very strong. Are you sure you don't want Chaeldar in Zenaris to assign you a task? To my knowledge, I can't access that place, so I think I'm stuck here for now. Yeah, it's true. You need to complete Lost City before you can access Chaeldar, so unfortunately, I cannot. I'll have to continue taking tasks from Mazcab. For reference, I can't do Lost City, which is for Chaeldar. I can't do Smoking Kills for Simona. I can't do Shiloh Village for Duradel. I can't do Kuradel, that requires Barbarian training, and I can't get to Morvran, which requires Plague's End. Therefore, my next Slayer Master is at 120 Combat and 90 Slayer, the one on Anachronia. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. And for posterity's sake, just so we can have our goal, we're gonna set the level target, 90. We are 5.1 million XP away. That's a lot. Are we ever gonna get there? Who knows? Also, can I just say I look ridiculous with the green d'hide body and the rest of the armor being blue d'hide? That's just sort of funny to me. So it turns out there's a quick way to teleport to Mazcab at any point in your account. If you hit F5 and create a group, then update your group to the Liberation of Mazcab raid, you can hit the ready button and then teleport all members to the raid. This puts you outside of the raid and in Mazcab. I wish I knew this sooner for my earlier gameplay. I was someone who teleported to the Alcarid Lodestone, ran south through the desert, all the way to the west of the bandit camp to jump into the whirlpool, to get onto the back of the Tuska, to go through the portal. Oh my god. Do this instead. It's so much simpler, quicker, more efficient. Gaming. God, I can't hear anything in this forest. Oh, is that 49 prayer? Crazy, bro. There it is, 55 Slayer. We can now use the Leaf-Bladed Spear and kill Turroths. I mentioned the Leaf-Bladed Spear specifically because I hear it's a pretty decent weapon for when it is obtained. But yeah, that'll be a future pickup. We gained another range and constitution level. Not gonna lie, I completely forgot that doing these every day gives you 5 reputation, so I just unlocked the first bank within the raid that we may or may not be doing. We'll see. Anyways, 50 prayer. That is very cool. Protect item. Oh, it's protect item on a different spellbook, which we do not have access to. Here we go, 3 more giant mole. I'd use my free skip of the day. Nothing. An achievement for 5kc. Nothing. Nothing. And that is another one of the Reaper's tasks completed. Very cool, we gained multiple range levels that task and a hit point level, or constitution, depending how you want to look at it. So I geared up in my best melee gear, and if we take a look at the Leaf-Bladed Spear compared to the Rune two-handed sword, you can see that it has the exact same stats. It's a different style, however the attack rate is 1 tick faster, so that must be how it's better than the Rune two-handed sword. So we will get that in preparation for Turroths in the future, and for melee now. Another task completed. We gained a strength level and a slayer level. It's not flashing because I was world hopping in this location to kill these wolves. Another one completed and another range level. Ooh, the first Turroths task. Oh my god. Oh my god, we got a fancy robe bottom, and I've hardly started the task. Dude, these are crazy for freaking money and all that. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna have to start bringing High Alch with me. I'm keeping the Light Mystic robe bottoms, and they're gonna be my new mage bottoms. And you can see the little values right there being added to the coin pouch. Turroths are tasks that I'm going to look forward to because my cash stack will inevitably come back to me over time. And I, of course, will have to buy more nature runes, but just looking at the amount of cash coming in just from this freaking task is crazy. Just from one inventory, 356k cash stack again. So even though that Turroth tasks take a very long time to run to, comparing them to other creatures which I have access to, their money is just looking from the first task looks really good. So much so that I'm willing to use better food here. So I will look forward to more of these tasks in the future, that's for sure. I decided to take a trip to the mage arena to stock up on some more runes. You know what? I got some stuff to Alch in the bank anyways, so let's buy some more nature runes there. We find ourselves in the wonderful Czar City, where we will be getting our next best melee and range cape, a classic, which some of you may know about, the Obsidian Cape. Now, collecting some Obsidian Charms because I will be using those in the future of the account with summoning. And if we look at the currency here, you can see that my toggle is not displayed. Now it is displayed. So whether we get the drop of the cape first or 80,000 toggle, we are on our way to getting the Obsidian Cape. Molten glass? Oh, cool. Well, that's a nice little surprise. That's actually one of the puzzle pieces for the observatory quest. That's why I got a little excited there, because I thought the only way I could get the molten glass was from the rare drop table, which would not have been an enjoyable experience going for. So they simply just had molten glass on their drop table. That is very cool. And now I'm also reading that I was looking at the wrong one on the wiki. Very cool. So I'm supposed to be killing just the Zarkets then. Now, the last puzzle piece to figure out is if I can get a bronze bar from a monster drop, or from somewhere that doesn't involve actually getting smithing XP. Okay. I'll take it. Sure, why not? Oh my god. Well, I got a bank anyway, so let's head up this way. That is a rare drop, my friends. I don't see a specific rate listed, however, it's just an orange rare, so not insane, but pretty cool. I guess the Obby shield can replace Sir Owen's shield, and that can go in the trash tab now. 90,000 toggle in the pocket. There it is. We now have one of the OG capes in the game. Now we're gonna look like a real Chad in our rune armor. All right, the first time I'm leaving the bank with the cape on. Wow, would you look at that? Man is dripping. This man is kitted out now. Wow. And now I kill werewolves. A what? A mimic kill token. The hell is that? This token allows you to enter the treasure chamber to fight the rogue giant mimic. One token will be consumed each time the mimic is killed. Huh. Well, that's another thing for me to research. And that is that. The free magic level coming in, and I completely forgot to weaken it. I just wanted to confirm. This looks like fire making, smells like fire making, but it most certainly does not give fire making XP, which is really nice. I've found that none of the Mazcab dailies give XP, which is extremely nice. At least for this account type. A royal cape? A collection log? What is that? I guess it's completely cosmetic? Doesn't seem to give any stats. Cool, I guess. You know what? The mid-level grot worms weren't too bad at all. In fact, I kept getting food drops, so I really sustained my inventory here. I gained a range level and a slayer level from that task. Incredible. Why is this guy hitting me so much? Holy, relax, buddy. He did not hit 0. Holy. Anyways, Constitution, Strength, and 500 skill total. There's 50 Strength coming in. Now we swap that back on over to attack. Can I just say this swapping of the combat training is really weird. Not something I'm used to. Sort of feels weird using an interface for that, but I don't know how else they'd do it. There we go. 4 more giant mole. 4, 3, 2. That was a terrible final phase, but hey, we still got a new PB of 245, which is really cool. And that is an additional deaths assignment complete. So now that we've done 10 boss kills, we actually have something new that we have access to, and that is the hub teleport for War's Domain, or whatever this area is called. But anyways, this will cost you 10 boss kills. Boom. We can now teleport to War's Retreat. And this is essentially a hotspot of re-gear, rebank, get your prayer back, and then go back and do more bosses. So now we have this teleport. I actually need to do some more bossing in order to get access to this Altar of War, and this will recharge my prayer points as well as my summoning points and all that jazz. And for that, I need 200 boss kills. Access to the Eastern Portal. Is it that one? I'm assuming if I hit attune, yeah, we can attune it to the giant mole, but I'm not gonna bother doing that because it's so close to a lodestone anyways. But one thing I do want to attune right now is Barrows, but I have to go and do a KC of that first. Ah, yes. So it is this portal can be attuned after 100 boss kills. So we have some unlocks to gain in a War's Retreat. Looking forward to that. Wait, he can decant? Oh my god. And with that, it looks like we need more goals in the next episode. I'd like to give a big thank you to the channel members who, with a monthly membership, support the channel. They get access to these series type videos early by clicking the join button below the video. Thank you again for your support. I'd also like to give a big thank you to Laz, who bought me a coffee. They didn't leave a message, but hey, I appreciate it nonetheless. If you aren't a fan of monthly subscriptions, you can always make a one-time tip. Link in the description down below. Whoa, this video took a lot of work to put together. I'm just stretching right now in this outro, you know? Hit the relevant buttons down below if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.